T.S. Eliot wrote The Wasteland in Margate in a wind shelter. He was having some kind of nervous breakdown and he was told that he had to go somewhere where he'd never been before and not be with anybody else and think and rest. And that's where he wrote The Wasteland, which people believe to be one of the greatest pieces of literature of all time. And that's what Margate brings out in people. I think when I was younger, Margate brought out a certain amount of hell for me. But I think that was to do with me. And I also think that if I hadn't have been in Margate, I could have quite easily have died. Margate actually saved me. And this wasteland, this space, this nature that he refers to, this blanket, this mass of like air that comes into you is fantastic, because even at the age of 15, 14, I felt it there. And that's why I'm going back, because I want it again. The main reason why the seaside has like escapism is because you can escape. You look to the horizon and you keep seeing. Whereas in the city, you look and you have a brick wall in front of you. And I always say this about Margate. I think Margate really helped to make me the artist that I am, because I could keep looking. I wasn't held back. And the same as like growing up there, I felt a lot freer to develop emotionally. You know, Margate has some of the greatest sunsets in the world, not in England, but in the world. And that's what gives Margate its kind of fecundity and its sexiness and its rawness. And that's why people feel good when they go there. I think Margate is totally inspirational, because one thing is, with all the sadness of it being boarded up and ignored throughout the whole of the end of the 80s and the 90s, it actually protected the architecture there. Hawley Square in 1820 was considered one of the poshest addresses in Britain. Margate boasted of some of the more churches per square mile than anywhere else in England. You know, it was a place to be. It would have seemed very magical, and I think what's making it magical again is the fact that it's definitely having a renaissance, because it wasn't destroyed and it wasn't ruined. It's good because it's right on the outside of England, but it's definitely going to be the epicenter of creativity, because it certainly isn't London anymore. A lot of immigrants bring a lot to an area, and I think in Margate within the next 20 years you'll see, because of all the new people that have come there over the last 20 years, you'll see that really adds something. It doesn't take it away. As far as tourism's concerned, we need as many people as possible to make the area work again. But I think it's changing. Artists create their own moments, and Margate is a perfect backdrop for that.